Hi DCTS students. This screencast is meant to show you some of the different steps that you need to take in order to prepare yourself for the Culminating Career Portfolio that is a graduation requirement here at the end of your 4 years. So we're going to go through this step by step. There's also a Google slideshow on the webpage to show you how to do this as well, but this will give you a little bit more of a visualization. So first thing that you're going to do is sign in to your school Gmail account. And after I sign into my school Gmail account, I need to get to my Google Drive. So I go to my box made of boxes and I click Drive. The first thing that we want to do within our Google Drive is create a shared folder. Everything that we do for our Culminating Career Portfolio will be inside of this folder. It'll help you go through and organize everything correctly. So, to make a new folder, you click on New, and then click Folder. You're going to name this folder something very specific as well. So you're going to make it your last name, comma, your first name, Culminating Project. And there's my folder that just popped up. Again, anything that I'm doing for my Culminating project should go into this folder. That's anything in my English class, dealing with a resume, a cover letter, reference letters, anything in my career and tech area where I'm reflecting on my learning throughout the year, or I'm showcasing a particular project that I did, anything like that. This is also where you're going to store the information that is needed in order to report out to the front office on how far you've come on your Culminating project thus far. So now that we have our folder created that we're going to store everything in, we need to share our folder. So you can see my folder is still highlighted in blue. If it's not highlighted in blue, just click it once and it will be. And you have some of these little icons that have popped up here. You want to pick the person with the plus sign to share this folder with. And you're going to share this folder with two people. You're going to share it with your English teacher and your career and tech teacher. Now, for most people, your career and tech teacher will remain constant throughout your 4 years here. However, your English teacher might change. So every year you might need to go back and share this folder with your new English teacher each of your 4 years here. So if I was sharing this with Mrs. Taylor, here's Mrs. Taylor, and I would also share it with, let's say, Chef Sackett. Okay, and there's Chef Sackett. All that you would do is type in your teacher's email addresses. You could see that it automatically auto-populated their email addresses for you, and then you just hit send. I'm not actually going to send this to them, but just so you know, the send button is right here. Once you send this folder and share this folder with them, first off, you never need to share anything else that you put inside of the folder. Anything that you put inside of the folder, they can see automatically. Now keep that in mind. Anything that you put inside that folder, they can automatically see. So if it's something that you don't want them to see, make sure that it's not in that folder. They will automatically be able to see it. Okay? One thing your folder should now have, if shared correctly, you can see the folder below has a little person on the file folder, whereas this one does not because I did not share it with them. I just gave you the example. So this folder is shared with someone. This folder is not shared with someone. So now that your folder's shared, now you can go through and add anything in it. You're sharing it with your English teacher and your career and tech teacher so they can help keep you accountable as well of things that should be in there. So we need to go through and figure out how to put documents into this folder. So if you have something outside of the folder, you can always drag and drop it. So for example, if I wanted this folder, if this folder had to deal with career and tech, or sorry, my Culminating portfolio, and I wanted to move it into my last name, comma, first name folder. If I had a separate document that was in here somewhere that I wanted to move something in there, all that you need to do is drag and drop it in, and it would put it directly into that folder. Now again, I'm not going to do that because I don't want that there, but if something is not in your folder, you can just drag and drop it in. You can also go into your folder and add things directly. So once I'm inside my folder, anything that I now create will automatically be in there. So there's two different ways that you can put documents in there. If you hit New, you can hit File Upload. If I have anything that is a Word document, a PowerPoint, a picture, anything like that that's saved anywhere on my computer at home, my H drive, anything, I can go through and pull that up, and you can see that this is starting to open up my computer, and I can go through and pick any documents that I need, anything that I need, and throw them in there. So for example, let's just pick one. Let's go back and see what's on here that we can pull up. Okay, so here's a video clip. Let's pick something smaller, this document. I just double click, it says that it's uploading. There's my document that's inside of my folder. Now you can see that this is a Word document because it has the W here. I can also put a Google Doc in. So if I hit New and Google Doc, it will open up a new page. It is automatically in there for me now. Google Docs, in case you don't know, work very similar to Microsoft Word. It's just Google's format of doing things. So I can go through and name this Culminating Example. I can do all my typing here. Here is my reflection of my learning this year. Anything that I want to. Google saves things automatically. So when I close this, here's my example that I just put in there. So there's two things that are inside of my portfolio project folder. Again, if I've shared this folder, people can automatically see the information that is in there. There is one thing that you absolutely want to make sure is inside of this folder so you know where it is at all times, and that is your Culminating Career Portfolio Response Forms. So if you go back to the DCTS webpage where you found the screencast, on that page somewhere should be a link that says Culminating Career Portfolio Response Forms. And when you click on it, it looks like this. We're going to go through and we are going to make a copy of this so you always have it. Now you can do this with any type of document that you find as a Google Doc. So it could be this, it could be the PowerPoint that's there as well that walks you through all of these different steps. Anything that you have, if you want to put it directly into your folder, you can go through and do that. So here's the document that I opened up. I want to make sure I always have access to this and always know where it is. So I'm going to go File and make a copy. I'm just going to leave it this name. However, I'm going to get rid of the copy of. And I'm going to click, actually, I'll leave copy of, just because I have this saved already in my documents somewhere else. So I'm just going to hit OK. It opens up a brand new document that now I can go through and type in, I can make changes, I can save it somewhere, I can do whatever I want with it. So I want to make sure that this is inside of my shared folder, so I always know where it is. So if I click on this move to folder icon up here, I can make sure that it is inside my portfolio folder. You can see there's a little check mark next to my folder, so I know that it's in there. I'm just going to hit move. And once I refresh my folder page, there it is waiting for me. So how this works, it is your responsibility to make sure that you have everything done for your culminating project. So this is a way to let the front office know that you have completed the different things that you're responsible for. So each of these different forms you will have access to. Okay, each one is labeled for a different year. So your sophomore year, you're working on your sophomore year form. Your junior year, you're working on your junior year, senior, freshman, so on and so forth. If you come in as a sophomore, you come in as a junior, you will want to backtrack to make sure that some of those other things are completed that you can check off. However, make sure that you are also working on the year that you are a part of. So if I click on the senior year form, it's going to open up a new document for me. Now it tells me I've already responded. What this form does is it keeps your responses from before. So I can come in here at any point in time and make changes to this form and say I've completed something, and every time I go back to this form, original things that I checked off saying that they were completed will still be checked off and completed. So you can see here I've already gone into the form and I've written my first name and my last name, my career and tech area, as well as my English teacher. This again is going to be different every single year, so you can't complete that part of the form your freshman year for every single year. You will need to wait until the beginning of each year so you know who your English teacher is. For each of these different things, most of them just have yes. So once you've completed it, all that you do, so I've updated my college and career ready search with the help of my guidance counselor and the librarian. You just check off yes that you've completed it. Once you've checked off yes to everything that you've done so far, you just hit submit and it will save the results. Now, every once in a while in these, it will ask you for a shareable link. I know there's a few in the freshman one. So here, it's asking me for a shareable link to demonstrate that yes, I have completed my best works for my freshman year. So to get a shareable link, remember everything is saved inside of your Google Drive, so you can get a shareable link directly from it. If you click whatever you need a shareable link for, so let's say this is a specific document that I need to share and it's asking me for a shareable link. If I click on that, again, here's my icons that have popped up. I'm going to click the one that looks like a link, and it even says get link when I hover over it. It says only specific people have access to this file. So what I'm going to do is open up this link further by hitting the sharing settings and then advanced. What I need to do is right now it says that this link is private. Only I can access it. I want to change that. And I want anybody with the link to be able to see this. I just hit save. And here's my link that I can right click and copy. I can go back into this form and right click and paste. I hit submit. And there's my shared link to that form. So when I tell the front office that my best works is completed, they can see that it actually is completed by going through and clicking on that link. So I think that's all that you really need to know. The biggest thing is just to make sure that everything you put inside of this folder and that you're making sure that you're continually going through and clicking on these different form links throughout your years here and making sure that you're telling the front office that you're completing things. If you are not doing that, you will be called down to ask what has been completed and things like that. So make sure that you're checking off not only when you have done stuff, but you're checking off only things that you have completed. Some of those specific links are asked for, so there is proof that you have completed them. So please make sure that you are honest so that the front office does not have to chase you down to find things in advance.